And I think that we are live.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you? Tamam?
I'm good. Alhamdulillah. كيفك انت؟
Alhamdulillah. I'm good. I'm good. Alhamdulillah. Shukrillah. How's
كله
everything with
تمام.
you? Alhamdulillah.
It's been a
Excellent.
long time. It's been a long time
It has.
since our last live video.
Yes, definitely. Been too long.
What have you been up to?
Oh, well, same old teaching. You know how it is, helping people try to travel to their dream locations. So that's basically been it for me. What's new with you? Congratulations on Eman Academy. I see it's doing a wonderful job, mashallah. You know what I mean? So yes, and may Allah bless it, ya akhi, and bless you as well, ya akhi. Ameen.
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 So I will just want to say hi to everyone. Hi everyone. I hope you're here. I hope you can hear us and see us well, and that we're not just talking to each other. Going to make sure and just hop on this real quick. Just needs to make sure
sure.
that
For everybody who's watching, don't forget to like, and share. Okay, post a comment if you have any questions. Post a comment down below. Anything IELTS related, then we'll answer it, inshallah, during this live session. So yeah,
we will do that. And welcome. Yeah, I can see that we've got people here. So welcome everyone. It has a while, and I missed you. And you just asked me, Mohammed, what I've been up to. I've been up to so many things. I traveled. I went to see my family.
mashallah.
It was really, really good. And I came back, and we were quarantined. As is the regulation here in Qatar nowadays. So if you travel to a red country, so I went to Dubai, and that was or the UAE, and it was a red country. You've got to come back and stay for a week at a hotel. Okay, so that was interesting. That was new. And then I came back and I got vaccinated. I got both my vaccine shots.
Oh wow.
I know. So lots of things.
How did it feel?
I felt okay. I felt well after the first one. The second dose, however, was a nightmare.
Oh wow.
It was a nightmare. Yeah, I was really, really sick. I don't remember being that sick before. And but it's good. I mean, the good thing about the vaccine is that you get sick. I mean, if you do get the symptoms, that means your antibodies are working. Okay. That's what it means, for you to have vaccinated, and your body is resisting whatever is going, and that's why you get immunity, right? So, or not
pretty much,
get some kind of immunity. And that's what I've been through. So I've been through hell and back, trying to get my immunity up.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, wow. I mean, the vaccine, from what I hear from my friends, it's a doozy. It's but alhamdulillah, you're doing well. I mean, your body has resisted it, so that's wonderful. May Allah protect you guys and protect everybody. I mean, everywhere from this little bug called COVID.
I mean, people need to do it. I do encourage it. I know I have some people are fearful of it, some people are against it, and so on and so forth. But for me, I would advise everybody to get vaccinated if you can, and as soon as possible. I think herd vaccination is the thing that is going to get us out of this pandemic, inshallah. So we need to as we can just get vaccinated. I mean, it's okay to get sick for a day or two. It's okay. You just slow down, rest, sleep,
relax,
and day is over. That's it. It's okay. It's not a big deal. So Eman Academy has been up and running, and classes are happening. And I know that you have been really busy with your IELTS preparation course as well. And I am so proud of it, and so proud of you as well. Very, very happy. All the students come back to me and they're like, "Oh my God, this
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah." That's it.
Teacher of yours, he is amazing, and you are. I was always.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Keep it coming. I'll accept all of it. Thank you. Yes. No. Alhamdulillah. 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 It's been very fun to teach all these people from Qatar and Saudi Arabia. MashaAllah, I've met some wonderful students. We've made we've become friends actually. So Alhamdulillah. And I'm very happy that they're getting their bands. Alhamdulillah, shukrillah. Some of them have taken the exam a few times actually and couldn't get their bands. And alhamdulillah, shukrillah, by the grace of Allah, they were able to get their bands after the course. That's always something we say, alhamdulillah, and thank you. You know what I mean? So alhamdulillah, shukrillah. And thank you to you as well, Miss Iman, because without you, none of this would have been possible. Without Eman Academy, without Miss Iman herself, none of this would have been possible. So thank you to you as well. A big thank you to you. Oh yeah.
No, it's my pleasure. It really is. And I asked you here today because I wanted to actually let more people know about the course that is happening right now.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the course. Then we'll go back, and
sure.
talk about the what IELTS is.
Okay. For those of you who are new to this, my name is MIAM the Teacher. I'm an IELTS instructor. I have been for a decade now. And we have a wonderful course coming up on the 28th of March. That is next week on Sunday. It's going to be a 4-week intensive IELTS preparation course. In it, we go through the 4 main exams, or the 4 exams, which are the reading, listening, writing, and speaking, of course. We dedicate an entire week to each of these exams, and we get into the techniques. We get into what people call tips and tricks. Basically, yeah, they're not really tricks. It's just English, and teach them how to take the exam. I teach people how to approach the exam not from the mindset of a test taker, but more like a test maker. Okay. So there's a slight difference there, because if you know what you need to show off, then automatically you'll do a lot better. I use a silly rule in class. I basically say, give the monkey what it wants. So if the monkey wants a banana, give it a banana. So I teach you what the monkey wants, basically. And yeah, alhamdulillah, it's been working. So yeah, people have been getting the bands that they've wanted, especially when as you know, people usually have an issue in 2 specific exams in the IELTS, which are, of course, the writing, which is a big one, and to some extent the speaking, and for some people reading, but mostly reading and the writing. These are big ones. So alhamdulillah, people have taken the exam 5, 6, 7 times, come to the course, and they just take the exam once and they get it. So alhamdulillah, you know what I mean? But the course is intensive, but it's worth it. It is worth it, if I do say so myself. But it is worth it.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, it's convenient, I think, for people who want to take the exam to just have an intensive course, to dedicate this time to study, and just get it over with, and go and take the exam and get it
definitely
and over with.
Exactly. And we also take it one step further. So it's not just IELTS. We also cover some English points, which are very, very important as well, which are things which are like more essential, like essential grammar for IELTS or any other exam, if you will. And so we go through that. And plus, we have like an after sales kind of bonus as well, which is like a benefit for anyone who takes our course, is that we provide free marking up until they take the exam. So it's not just like you take the 4-week course and that's it, sayonara. No, that's not how it goes. We actually we communicate up until the time where they take the exam and successfully pass the exam. Then after that, we say our goodbyes and thank yous and all that. But yeah, we're with you every step of the way, basically. So yeah, that's
amazing. I mean, that is a lot of work. That's a lot of effort on behalf. But I think you're just someone who likes to help people, and you're not in it only for the marketing and stuff like that. But you're actually in a human way, if I might say. Which is, I think, one of the reasons why you are so popular and popularity. Very, very happy to have you guys here. Samar, Nunna, Khayriya, Raghda, Sukkar, everybody else. I can't read all the names at once. So if you are watching us live, please put in the number 1 in the comments below. And if you guys are going to be watching this replay, please type in the number 2, either here or in the comments when it is on YouTube, permanently there. You can always find it on YouTube. And I will now just go into it. Remember last time we talked about the IELTS and what the IELTS is,
Yes. Yes.
and why people would need to actually take this exam, IELTS, and what purpose does it do, um, and the difference between IELTS and TOEFL, I think,
Okay.
and some other like small exams that might
Yes.
be required.
Yeah.
But today, can you tell us a little bit about um, why we can take the IELTS only for 2 years and not
Okay.
actually, why is this restriction there, like only 2 years validation? Do you think they just want to get more money? Is that it?
Well, that's a possibility. That is a possibility.
Okay.
But actually, okay. Most of these high stakes exams, these exams which you have to take in order to go to university or to travel, usually come with a time limit, and that time limit is usually 2 years. Like across the board, every exam is 2 years. Why is that?
Okay.
Because they believe that within that 2 year gap, someone's level of English or their that can dramatically increase or dramatically like plummet into nothingness. So just to be 100% sure, they have a cutoff period of 2 years. So after those 2 years, your actual grade, your band, or your TOEFL score or any other exam is no longer valid until you prove to them that you have maintained that level of language which you had 2 years ago. Now, of course, the
Okay.
2 year limit is not for everybody. There are some exceptions, of course. If you can prove, if you can prove to them that you've maintained your level or possibly even gone higher, then of course you will be exempted from the exam. In many cases,
Right.
yes. Many of my students who have taken the IELTS in order to go and study in England, for example, this is an example, they end up doing like a 2 or 3 year program there, whether it be a master's degree or that kind of thing, postgraduate basically. And so when they finish, they have spent that entire time in England. They've done projects, they have done seminars,
They
maybe
studied in
even
English.
exactly everything in English, and they have the proof. They have the transcripts from British universities, and so in this case, they can basically overlook the whole IELTS thing. But it does depend. It does depend. I'm talking about if you want to use it for the same thing, like if you use it for university and you want to get into another university, yeah, I'm talking about that. I don't mean if you took the academic exam, went to study university wherever, any country, and then you finished and you wrapped up with that, and then you wanted to, immigrate to Canada. Now that academic exam, even though it's not valid, it's not going to help you. Even if it was valid, it wouldn't help you because now you have to take the general training exam, a completely different exam. So yeah, those are the cases basically. If you can prove to them that you've maintained your level of language, you don't need to take it again, but you have to be able to prove it.
Right. So basically what you're saying is that okay, can I say that in Arabic? So
Yeah,
انت
sure.
لما تاخذ الامتحان لحاجة لا دعوة بالدراسة، ممكن هناك احتمالية، يعني it's worth a shot انك انت تحاول في انك انت تديهم دليل على انه انت لغتك ما ساءت، بالعكس تحسنت او فضلت زي ما هي. فهناك احتماليه في انه هم مدرسه الجامعه ديت واتس ايفر ممكن ان هي تقبل بالحاجه ديت، لكن ما ممكن انك انت تاخذ الايلتس الاكاديميك ايلتس وتحاول بعد كده انك انت تمشي تعمل به وهو خلص او ما خلص، حتى لو انه هو ما خلص اوكي لسه فاليد، هو اكاديميك عملته لماستر مثلا او للدكتوراه، ما بتقدر انك انت تعمله او تاخده او تستخدمه بمعنى اصح، تستخدمه كحاجه valid لانك انت تهاجر مثلا. Okay, is that it, right?
Exactly.
So the Arabic explanation is bad, so I don't know. Anyway.
Yes, but no, actually, you're doing a wonderful job. You're doing a wonderful job, mashallah. Yes.
Thank you.
Many people
right.
actually ask me, "Do I speak Arabic?" And I tell them, "Yeah, I speak Arabic. I'm fluent in speaking in Arabic, no problem." But
do you not write and read?
No, sadly, I can read. Alhamdulillah, I wouldn't consider myself like a native level, but yeah, I took courses actually to learn Arabic. I had an Egyptian teacher actually teach me Arabic. So yeah, I'm one of those. I'm one of those guys. You know, who basically fell through the cracks. You know what I mean? Grew up outside, far away from his mother tongue, and so English became everything. You know what I mean? English and Malay. You know what I mean? Because I grew up in Malaysia. So yeah, those were my the first two languages basically that I
This
used growing up.
to me and my husband. This is not an excuse, Ustaz Muhammad. This is
That's
not an
true.
excuse. Okay, I mean, I always
Yes.
say that to my kids as well because they're the same. You know, although we live in Qatar, but they don't speak Arabic as well as they should, and they don't read or write or understand or anything as they should. Okay,
Yeah.
as the mother tongue. They're
Yes.
like that's to us, right? So I always
Yeah.
say to them, that's not an excuse because like my
Yep.
first language was, believe it or not, German, right? So I had no
Wow.
Arabic, no English whatsoever. And when I went to Sudan to study, I was in it was a year 5 or year 6. So I was old. I was old. I was an old dog trying to
Learn some new tricks. Yeah. Okay.
be taught
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
tricks. Not that I was not trying to learn. I was I was forced to learn.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I did it. I mean, it wasn't easy, and it took
Definitely. Yeah.
a long time. But I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
read and write fluently in Arabic. Um,
MashaAllah.
I can, yeah, I can. And
MashaAllah.
I mean, I could. I was able to. I don't know how well I'm right now in reading and writing. I know I'm good at reading, but writing isn't the same. Because when you stop using a language, even if it's your like own
Yeah.
mother tongue for a long time, you kind of forget bits and pieces.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Of
That's
course.
what the IELTS people are
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Because you forget if you don't use it, you lose it. So same thing with me in Malay. I mean, I haven't spoken Malay in a very long time. So basically, right now I can't even follow a conversation anymore because that's just how it is. I mean, like in terms of me not speaking Arabic, this is like something that me and my brothers and everybody who was in Malaysia basically experienced because my father was many things. He's an Arabic teacher. He's a television person. He's everything, right? And so he was a teacher there, and he would teach in English, and he was also a translator, translating from English to Arabic to Malay. So at home, he would speak English or Malay. So
Right.
basically, yeah. And the funny thing was, my dad is like this, like Arabic guru, right? He's like a real deal Arabic, poet, you name it, writer, author, written like 36 books, right?
Oh
And
wow.
so yeah, from that, all his sons are like, it's like, no, don't compare. Don't compare to Professor Awad, yeah? So tahiyya, by the way, Awad Ibrahim Awad, tahiyya like if you're watching. Anyways, so
يا بروف يعني تحية كبيرة جدا جدا.
yeah, yeah, he's one of those people who loves studying and all that. 4 PhDs, like, it's like, yeah. So basically he thought that we were learning Arabic in school, and we weren't learning Arabic in school, of course. So one day he was just pleasantly unsurprised. He was surprised. It was he actually freaked out a little bit. He brought all of us together to to read some Quran and all that, to do like a small tilawa, and we couldn't read because we were using transliterated books.
Yeah.
So they would say Bismillah is like BIS. You know what I mean? Bismillah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was an issue. So all I remember,
that's what my kids use, and I do feel so I feel the sorrow, and because I can relate to your dad right now, being a mom, and going through this, especially
yeah,
now. Recently they had their Arabic exams or tests, whatever. So I relive it every time they have a test, right?
okay,
So, it's you feel sorrows, like I cannot believe it, like
yeah,
let it go, you can't
yeah,
let it go. And we were forced. I mean, I was forced because I did my intermediate classes in middle school was in Saudi Arabia, so I was forced
oh, mashallah,
to learn and read in Arabic. But I was really good at it. I loved it.
mashallah, mashallah.
Balagha and all that. It was really, really fun. But I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, see, I never had that chance. That's the thing. Like by the time like we actually did leave Malaysia and all that, I was already grown. I was already at university level, so I didn't really know anything. And then the problem was, even when I did move to Sudan, I was always, the Khawaja. I was, that guy. So everybody would try to practice their English with me instead of helping me with Arabic.
Yeah.
Now, I honestly just learned, from being immersed in Sudan. I was forced to pick it up. I'm pretty good with the languages. So alhamdulillah. So I picked up speaking. So if I actually start speaking بالعربي ما في واحد مقدر يغالطني لأنه هو بيتكلم عربي. يعني لغتي الأولى basically صح؟ Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I'm good like that. You know what I mean? I'm good like that. I can pick up sounds and stuff, right? Intonation and enunciation. I'm really good with that kind of stuff. Not just in Arabic, but generally. But anyways, so yeah, that worked for me, and I was faking it. Because whenever someone spoke to me, they would never assume that I didn't speak Arabic. But it never came up for me to actually have to write something or read something anywhere. I remember I had to take this is a long time ago. I had to take a test for my driver's license, and the test was in Arabic. Yeah, and they didn't have an English version. So I was sitting there looking at this paper, right? And I was like, okay. At that time, I couldn't read. So I was like, okay, that squiggly thing, I think that's a alif, that's was that a sa? Yeah, I know that one. That's a ya, right? Okay, so that's the first word. It's like, okay, what about the rest of this page? So alhamdulillah, I was super fortunate enough to find like the one police officer who spoke very fluent English, right? And he translated the exam for me. Yeah. So alhamdulillah, that's just been my life. Everywhere I go, there's always some way out. So alhamdulillah. So I never formally needed to learn it. So it's kind of embarrassing, but yeah. But what I lack in Arabic, I make up for in English. So I have a first language. I do have a first language, but it's just not Arabic.
So you need to make sure that you just teach your kids Arabic straight away. You've got it. You can't do it.
My kids don't even get me started on my kids. My kids, they speak Arabic. They're young. The oldest is 6, so I think I have time. But you've got
to get them started on it because they don't speak English. They resist Arabic. They resist it. They don't want it. They don't refuse it. It's like it's not Arabic. No. So it's even like when we go somewhere and they ask, do they have English speaking children or not? I mean, if they have kids that speak English, then they don't want to go. Right? They want places where there are kids who speak English. So but
alhamdulillah. Let this be a lesson to everybody who wants to go outside. Teach your kids Arabic. Teach your kids Arabic.
Teach your kids Arabic, okay? Right. So English is easy. English can be done. Arabic is not easy.
Well, it's English is easy when you have a wonderful teacher like you, Miss Eman. Then it's easy. But generally speaking, English is not easy. It requires some know-how. It requires someone to guide you. So yeah, definitely. That's why, mashallah, your students are doing so amazingly. So Allahumma barak. But alhamdulillah.
I can't complain. I've got the best students, and I always do.
Mashallah. They speak very highly of you as well. Mashallah. اللهم بارك.
ربنا بيجيب لي دائما كده الستودنتس الحلوين ما شاء الله تبارك الله دائما يعني I love them.
الحمد لله.
So guys, questions please let us know right now if you have any questions. لو عندكم أي أسئلة بالنسبة لموضوع الآيلتس please اكتبوها في الكومنتس تحت عشان أسألها برضو عشان ما أكون بس بسأل الأسئلة بتاعتي أنا. طيب let me ask you about the test. Is this test like في كل الأماكن? Is it the same test? Like if I'm taking the test here in Qatar and somebody's taking it in Khartoum or somebody else is taking it in, I don't know, Malaysia. So is it the same test?
It is the same test. They usually have a couple of tests in rotation. So you might not physically get the same exact exam someone else is going to get either in Kuala Lumpur or someone in Texas or whatever. But generally speaking, they are the same exams on rotation. And when that's done, whenever they're done with the actual papers of that year, they compile them into a book and they offer them in the market. As a matter of fact, I actually have one type. For example, this is book 11. This is full of exams. I don't know if you guys can see in the camera there, but it's got exams. It's got 4 reading exams, 4 listening, 4 speaking, and 4 writing exams. And so this happens in the past, used to happen every couple of years. They would drop a new book, but now every year or two, there's a new book. So we had book 15 released recently. So we're waiting for book 16 right now. So that's it. So it basically,
I mean, it's like the latest version of what has been done.
Yes, these are the questions that have been retired basically from the last season or that last year. So yeah, but generally speaking, yeah, it's the
Right.
same exam. Some people say, oh, it's easier in some places than others.
Yeah,
That
that
is a
was going to be
myth.
my next question.
That is a
Is it?
myth.
It's true?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
It's basically okay. Let me drop something which is really really important to all you IELTS takers or one day who hope to take IELTS, that kind of thing. If you take the IELTS exam anywhere and you practice and you prepare for that exam and you go in and for some reason the topics inside that exam are things that maybe you didn't cover, you don't know, maybe there are a lot of foreign words, I mean like words that you've never come across, this might hurt your chances. Has nothing to do with your level of English. It basically falls into what you don't know. Now that's the
Right.
issue. People sometimes take the exam 2 or 3 times and then they still don't get the band that they want because it keeps coming up that way. They don't know the words in the actual reading or the listening, that sort of thing. And then some people decide to change and go to another country, and coincidentally in that new country the topics in that exam were things that he knew. Because put in mind, if you've taken the exam twice or thrice, you've probably practiced 3 times by now, right? So new vocabulary has been pouring in. So it gives the impression that, oh, if I go to another country, it's easier. So I have many people telling me, oh, for example, people from Malaysia telling me, oh, should I travel to Dubai and do my exam there? Because there's this myth that maybe Dubai is a little easier. Or people from Sudan going to Egypt, or Egyptians going to Saudi Arabia. I come across this all the time, and I keep telling people it's the same exam. Okay, if you want to minimize your chances of repeating it, then just like it's like a broad spectrum. Learn a lot of stuff. You don't have to learn a lot of information about something specific, but get a general idea of many different topics. I mean, how many topics are there anyways? I mean, like maybe 24, 25 different topics. Each one inside has subtopics. For example, advertising would be a topic, entertainment would be another topic, travel would be another topic. Learn a few things here and there, and inshallah, people can do well. So no, it's the same exam. Same exam.
Okay. إذا الموضوع له شوية دعوة بالحظ. So it depends a little bit on your luck, like how lucky you are.
Yeah.
A little bit, right? So it has something to do with luck. لكن الموضوع ما إنه في بلد مثلا الإكزام فيها بيكون
No.
أسهل. بس إنت حظك جاب بإنه إنك أنت جاتك قطعة مثلا أنت الكلمات اللي فيها عارفها والثانية كنت أنت ما عارفها. So it's as simple as that يعني.
Yeah.
Excellent. So as just continuing from this, how long do you think people need to prepare for it? Because you said learn 24 or 25 topics. How long is the ideal? Let's talk about the ideal time to prepare for IELTS. And is it a little bit different to prepare for academic IELTS and general IELTS? You think is it different?
Okay, well, we can drop this. We can understand this or we can categorize this into two different things. We can talk about it linguistically, and we can talk about it in terms of an exam. So let's start with in terms of the exam first. To learn everything you need to know about an exam doesn't take time. A week is enough. 2 weeks more than enough to learn about what goes on in the exam, learning about the different tasks and that kind of thing. I'm not counting practice time. I'm just talking about getting into it in terms of, oh, this exam has this and that and that. There are 40 questions here. There are 2 questions there, that sort of thing. So basically knowing about the exam. That doesn't take time. I have done the course in a day. I've done a complete course basically in a day, just teaching the person what to do in the exam. This is the question you're going to get. You should assume this is going to happen. You can do this, that sort of thing. But within that one day, of course, there's no practice. The reason why my current course is 4 weeks as opposed to like 2 weeks, which I can do easily, is that I practice with my students. That's the only difference, that I practice with them. So it's not just like, okay, this is it, do it at home, come tomorrow, show me your answers. No, I'm very hands-on with my students. So we actually do it in class. So yeah, that's why I take 4 weeks, for my course. Moving on to the linguistic side. This depends. This depends. It depends on the person. Depends on how long you have been learning English. As a matter of fact, even when you try to apply for the IELTS on the website, when you're trying to apply, whether it's the British Council or IDP, one of the questions is how many years have you been learning English for? So this is very important as well. Basically, the level that people should be in is a high school level, but high school in England and America, that's the high school standard. That's the level they should be at. That is technically way higher than many countries. So there are certain things that I've come across. For example, when I teach people who have master's degrees and PhDs, we can talk about the most trivial of topics and they have zero vocabulary about it. That's because they've never had to interact or they've never been forced to deal with that. I mean, you can talk to a medical professional.
Medical field, by the way.
Yes.
You can see that
yes.
in their field, they're fluent. No
yes.
Yes, pronunciation is really bad, but they get they get the diagnosis across. They talk to people. People, patients can understand it. All like even colleagues they can understand each other. But then when you talk about the theater, then for example,
exactly, they're gone. Completely gone. They won't know. Like if you talk about, okay, what's your favorite genre of movies? Like, genre? What's that? You know what I mean? So exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. So it becomes an issue. So it depends. If someone watches a lot of movies, and I keep saying this to people, if you're the kind of person who loves watching American and British or English movies in general, series, sitcoms, that kind of thing, then you are at a higher chance, or you have a higher chance of getting that band that you want. I'm just being very, very real. A higher score. Sorry. We in the IELTS we call our scores bands. So they go from band 1 all the way to band 9, which is the maximum. So so it depends. It does depend. So let's say, for example, let's take both cases. Let's take somebody who's lived in the Gulf region, doesn't speak English very well. What are their chances of getting like a higher band, like 7, for example, which equates to what we call C1, مستوى C1 في اللغات يعني. Will it happen automatically? The honest answer is no. It's not going to happen automatically. Majority, معظم الناس في العالم are at حاجة اسمها B1. يعني B1 ده is basically بدوا في الانترميديت، يعني طلعوا من elementary، طلعوا من starter level، خشوا في حبة يعني pre-intermediate كده، ده level B1.
Ours is actually A2. Okay, so these are the people that like most of our students are A2.
Wow. So A2 بالنسبة للناس اللي ما فاهمين احنا بنقول في شنو، احنا عندنا حاجة اسمها ال CEFR اللي هو ال Common European Framework of Reference. Common European Framework of Reference. وديل هم ناس قاعدين في اوروبا وقاموا قسموا قرروا انه حيدوا 6 مستويات لكل اللغات، بس كده يعني، بس جاتهم كده فسموها A1 A2 B1 B2 C1 C2. اعلى حاجه ال C2، اقل حاجه A1. يلا المستويات ديل بتوري مهاراتك في اللغه، not just your speaking. لا، عندنا 4 مهارات. So عندنا reading، عندنا listening، عندنا speaking، وعندنا writing. فانت ممكن تكون مثلا level اعلى في listening، احتمال تجارب كثيره، تسمع كثير، that kind of thing. So your listening is always better than باقي skills. الريدنج احتمال برضه يكون كويس، احتمال من المدرسه الجامعه درست كثير، قريت كثير، so you know English. لكن when you don't practice واحد من السكيلز you tend to be lower. يعني مثلا الرايتنج الناس ما بيعملوا practice فيها، فبالتالي حيكونوا a lot lower. نفس الحاجه speaking. So لما الواحد يكون مثلا A2 مثلا في level A2, this is around band 4. There are some universities بتقبل band 4 ما بيحتاجوا ليفل عالي من اللغه الانجليزيه، لكن in those universities اول حاجه حتعملها مجرد ما تصل الجامعه حتاخذ سنه بتاع اللغه. You're going to take a year of English. فهم ما عندهم مانع، تعال ادينا قروشك، هات فلوسك، ما في مشكله، خدها بالجنبه، حنعلمك. We'll teach you. ايوه بالضبط. We'll teach you and they'll teach you English for a year، وبعد ذاك مع الاميرشن جيب تفاح apple، بالله apple، جيب apple طيب okay and you get better. You know what I mean? So then you can start. But إذا عايزين تتفادوا السنة دي وكده then boost your English أولا. Now people ask me, should I boost my English before coming to an IELTS preparation course? This is an important question that I really want to answer because many people ask me this. My basic rule is if you can understand me when I'm speaking, you can take my course. If you can't understand me, Well, you might want to boost that level up a little bit because
General English. General
exactly,
English.
exactly. You go to Miss Iman. Go to Miss Iman. Now, because I don't teach English, IELTS is not English. Please differentiate between these two. It's not English. IELTS is it's I'm teaching you different skills. I'm teaching you techniques. I'm teaching you what to do, how to maneuver around, tricky parts and tricky areas and how to boost your time, that kind of thing. I don't go into the whys too much. You know what I mean? That's English. You need someone like, Miss Iman. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So oh yeah. So Eman Academy has it all. Eman Academy has everything you need. You need IELTS, you need English, whether you think you are below A2, go on to emanacademy.org, inshallah, and you will find all the information that you need. Don't forget to like our Facebook pages as well, Eman Academy, and don't forget to like MIAM IELTS as well. Yeah. So
yeah, and give us a share يا جماعة. وينكم انتوا الليلة الشير بتاعكم ضعيف كده؟ خلاص احنا ندفي الموضوع ده، الناس ما قاعدة تشير.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
ايوه مش
شير يا جماعة، شير في الخير. اوكي، واللي بيعمل شير يكتب لنا اس بليز علشان نقول له شكرا. يعني اكتب لنا بس الحرف اس هنا عشان نعرف انك ما عملتوا شير.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically what you're saying انه but you haven't answered my question بتاع انه
I'm sorry.
Academic and generally
is it different to prepare for both? No. Same thing. That's why I divided it into the linguistic side, and yeah, they're the same. Exactly the same. Oh yeah. The skills and techniques are exactly the same.
Okay. So when people ask me usually how like when can I take the IELTS preparation course, and that was like years from this discussion, I would always say you have to be a pre-intermediate level, at least pre-intermediate level, so you can actually benefit from the course and get a get what you want. So I think I wasn't very far off. So I was around the same of what you're saying. لأنه إذا أنت فاهم كلامنا معناته أنت you are like pre-intermediate or going on intermediate. لكن المشكلة الكبرى بتكون في الناس especially الأطفال بمعنى أنا بتكلم عن ال young learners, okay, أو what do you call them, teenagers, okay, اللي هم بيكونوا عايزين يمشوا للجامعة. معظم الجامعات الآن بتطلب الآيلتس، حتى لو الجامعات يعني عندنا في قطر الجامعات لازم يكون عندك آيلتس حتى هنا يعني. okay.
I've had a few actually. I've had a few Qatari students who are using it for university. So yeah, we needed it for university inside Qatar. Inside Qatar, yeah. Oh yeah.
not traveling. So عشان تعمل الحكايه انت بتكون طبعا الطفل او التينيجر ده ما بيكون عنده regards للغه الانجليزيه خالص، يعني بيكون A1 بالكثير. الامتحانات كلها عباره عن ايه، مشي حالك كده ويعني نجح نفسك كده وشغل جماعي ومش عارفه ايه. فبتجي بعد ذاك بتستكى، يعني انت تكون تعبت واشتغلت وذاكرت وامتحنت ونجحت وجبت درجه كويسه، وفي النهايه ما تقدر تدخل التخصص اللي انت عايزه بسبب اللغه. عشان كده يا جماعه اللغه الانجليزيه ما رفاهيه. اوكي، الان ما اصبحت رفاهيه، اصبحت حاجه اساسيه لازم الناس تعملها، لازم. وبعدين يعني and I have cousins, and these cousins are they're native speakers of English. Their mom is Irish, so and they don't speak Arabic just like you. No, at least you speak.
I can speak.
At least you speak, but they don't speak at all.
Okay.
And they had to take IELTS. It's their mother tongue, but because they wanted to apply for universities outside, like in the UK or the US, they were asked to present proof of your language. Although it's my mother language, you still need to present proof of your language, and it's not like it's daunting. It's just like you have to get up in the morning and and pay for the exam and go and get through it. It's not and it's never easy. It's never nice to go to an exam, right? Nobody wants to Yeah, it's
No,
not a pleasurable. It's not like, okay, I'm going
not at
out
all.
today, taking my
Yeah,
exam. No,
you know.
it's always
Yeah, you know.
something. Um, I would suggest to people, to parents, to pay attention. I mean, especially if your kids are approaching high school or approaching university, you have to start taking action towards their general
Yeah.
English. Okay,
Yes.
don't just wait until after the just before. Like, okay, some people just call and say, okay, I have 1 month, and in this month I have to
Yeah.
prepare for the take the exam, get the results, and apply for the university. Right?
No. Yeah.
This is impossible. Okay,
Yeah. It's impossible.
you don't need to go through. Okay, so start preparing from the beginning. All right.
Yes.
So whether you want to do general English or academic English, MIAM the teacher, he does them both. And this upcoming course on the 28th, next Sunday,
Yes. Yes.
is,
Next Sunday.
yeah, it's for both. Okay,
It's for both.
what you want. Yeah, it's want to take general English or academic English. Excellent. Um, can it be completed in one day?
The what exactly?
IELTS.
The exam?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be taken in one day, depending on which country you're in.
Okay.
For example, there are certain Gulf countries which are rather on the large side, and they only have a limited number of centers within that country. So some people will be forced to travel from one side of the country to get to the other side, which has a test center. So because the IELTS understands this, they've taken that into account. What they do is they allow you to sit for all of the exams, all 4 exams on the same day. So, for example, in Qatar, this is the case where you will sit for all 4 exams on the same day. You'll have the speaking first, and then you'll have the listening, reading, and writing after that. Um, but there are other countries where it's not the case, and they actually break it up into 2 different days. One day for the speaking exam, and another day for the rest, which are the listening, the reading, and the writing. These 3 always come together. These are what we call the paper exams. Well, what I mean by paper is like these are the ones you have to actually sit down and actually do. The speaking is just, it's like an oral exam, so it doesn't really count. Yeah. So
How long does it take? How much time do you have for it?
well, if you're super lucky, it should take you around like maybe 3 or 4 hours if you're super lucky. When I say lucky, I mean specifically if you're taking the computer delivered exam, specifically the computer delivered, because you'll have access to a PC at the center, whether it's the British Council or the IDP, and which are the 2 bodies which administer the exam. And so when you're doing the actual computer delivered exam, you have your PC, you finish up the listening, you're done, click, thank you. Reading starts, you're done, click, thank you. Writing starts, Bob's your uncle, salam alaikum, bye bye, go home. But if you're doing the paper-based exam, which is an actual, pencil and paper kind of situation, you will be in a hall, and they will be giving you papers and physically taking them back. So you have to count for that time as well, which is the giving and receiving of the actual paper. So it can extend the time from what should be 3 hours, to maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. So it depends on which exam. Yeah, it depends on the efficiency of the center. I'm not going to mention specific countries, but there are some countries where you have to stay for at least 7 hours to do the IELTS exam. And yeah, it's not fun. Something usually happens. There are if it's the paper based, the only break you're getting is when they're taking the paper and giving you the new paper. That's the break, and you're not allowed to actually leave your seat during that time. If you want to go, for example, you want to drink some water, they can provide you with water. There's no problem there. But if you want to, for example, go to the bathroom or anything, you can't do that until exam time starts. So, for example, let's say they've taken my listening exam. They took the paper and I'm still staying there, but I want to go to the bathroom. I can't go anywhere. I have to wait until the reading exam physically starts. And when it starts, now I can go to the bathroom for my time.
Oh my God.
That's well, it's not fun, but that's the case.
And do we have like a specific amount of time that
no, No, after the exam starts, you can spend the whole time in the bathroom if you want to. Don't come back to the exam. It's up to you. But the exam
No,
time will not stop.
the
It
bathroom.
it won't stop. No, I know what you mean. They don't give you extra time. No, there's no gap. That's the issue. There's no time. That's if you're
Okay,
doing the paper based.
and the exam is time bound.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
The listening exam is approximately like 40 minutes. It's like 30 minutes plus extra time for transferring answers to your answer sheet. Then the reading is 1 hour, and the writing is 1 hour as well. So, and the speaking is like 15 minutes, 14, 15 minutes. So altogether, it should be 3 hours altogether. But like I said, it depends.
All right. And what about the speaking? You were talking about speaking, because we know that people have different accents, and some of these khawajat are from places that are not very popular. When I say popular, I mean not heard by us in the media as much, and that's what I mean when I say popular. Because the most two popular like accents are American or British, right?
Yeah.
But what if I get a Scottish teacher or an Irish teacher or I don't know.
Yeah, you hear something like "top of the morning to you, Timothy." You know what I mean? How are you, lad? And you hear that, and you're like, "What did you say?" You know what I mean? Yeah. So it becomes it gets kind of difficult for the speaking exam. We don't have the luxury of choosing our examiners, so you can come across an examiner who has a very thick accent and something which, like Miss Iman said, is not popular. ممكن يكون من أي حتة. مثلا ممكن يكون واحد من الهند مثلا. والاكسنت حقه يكون very very strong Indian accent. يلا مثلا ممكن تسأل نفسك السؤال ليه why is he an examiner? Well, because he's qualified. ورق he's qualified. He has the certifications, امتحن الحاجات وممكن يكون examiner. فهو أثبت نفسه لكن عنده accent وانت محتاج تركز يعني. So instead of أذان واحد ركز everything. Come closer عديل. You know what I mean? Body language wise, come closer is like eh? You know what I mean? It's like, what is your name? You know what I mean?
And are you allowed to ask them to repeat the question and tell them that you don't? Yeah.
Okay. Yes. You can ask them to repeat the question. Just don't do it a lot. You know what I mean? Once in a while, ما في مشكلة. And please, yani, don't say repeat the question. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. You can say pardon, sorry, come again.
Yeah.
These are nice ways of. We talk about this in the course. Well, you can learn all this.
Yeah.
All you need to do is join the course.
Here and there, we don't mind getting some nuggets from you.
Yeah, no, you guys can anything you want.
Thank you so much. Hala says, how much does the IELTS course, that's what she means, IELTS course with MIAM cost, and how many days a week?
It is it's 5 days a week. That's first off there, from Sunday to Thursday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's for 4 weeks. It's 2 hours a day. So depending on the time, we have a couple of time options, but yeah, for the most part, it'll be from, I think, we have mornings, we have evenings. It depends on availability. So yeah, I can't really give an answer right now. So people have to ask me on the time or at the time. Then I can give them a specific answer. The cost right now, we're actually giving a huge discount from 1,500 riyal to 1,000 riyal only. So yeah, so it
which is extremely cheap, by the way. I mean,
yeah,
I did look.
Yeah.
I look up all the centers that don't even deliver it to your living room, like MIAM does, because it's all online, guys. And the figures I saw was, I mean, 3,000, 3,500, 4,000 just for the course. I think,
and it's not even hands-on. Yeah, and the courses aren't even hands-on. In my course, they're actually going to be live sessions, just like this on Zoom. So they'll actually get a chance to interact. We can ask questions. They have access to my personal details as well. They can always call me. I have students calling me sometimes 2, 3 a.m. You know what I mean? Asking questions because of time differences and all that. So it's no problem there. I make myself available to my students because they're mine. They're my students. Yeah. So plus I also, like I said, yeah, you know what I mean? They're mine. You know, it's like, yeah, we create a bond. I mean, 4 weeks is a long time. 4 weeks is a long time. So yeah, and so the after sales kind of thing, which I do as well. Like I said, I continue to mark their writing. We do speaking exams, that kind of thing. I've been known to edit personal statements and all that for my students
Okay,
as
I
well.
want you to do
So
that in English. Very important. No, no, no. This is
yeah,
not
you
too
know,
far.
I can't say no,
We
I'm a nice guy. You know what I mean? I think I'm a nice guy. I
are
think
we are
so.
we too far? Are we too far?
Yeah, I know, I know,
Don't take
I know.
advantage of
But
your teachers. You know,
but
that's
yeah, they yeah. But alhamdulillah, you know what I mean? Sometimes, you know. So yeah, definitely I really do think that the pricing is good. I mean, in terms of the opportunity cost, for those of you who don't know what an opportunity cost is, it's like an economic term, meaning the next best thing which you gave up, basically the next best alternative foregone. So you know, what could you have done with that now 1,000 riyal? This is for now, by the way. The price will go back up some other time, but for now it's 1,000 riyal because of, you know, Ramadan. So it's a discount. So yeah, when it comes to
get it
paying
now.
that 1,000, yeah, definitely get it now. When it comes to paying that 1,000, you're not just paying 1,000. You're paying all the other times that you were going to sit the exam over and over again. Because sadly, this exam, the average of most test takers taking it is 3 to 6 times, which is not a nice number. It's not a nice thing. So imagine having to pay like 1,200 riyal every time to take the IELTS exam, right? So do you want to keep on doing that? You have to ask yourself the
No.
question: how much does
It's
traveling?
investment.
You know, sorry,
You're investing in
you're
yourself. So
investing.
you're
You're
in,
investing in you.
and
You're investing in you.
investment require, you are investing in yourself, and investing I think requires also timing. So
Yeah,
timing is also very important in investing.
yeah.
So
An
this
added
is a
bonus
very good.
too. An added bonus as well is that we record the sessions. So that's something else that people don't do. We record the sessions and they're made available to the students, so they can always watch, even if they have to, you know, they have to miss a lesson. I have many different students in many different fields. Some of them work on shift basis. So, and
Yeah,
sometimes emergencies happen. The company might call and say, "Hey, we need you now." So they have to go, and they know they have that, you know, at the back of their mind that it's okay,
that's right.
it's recorded, so no problem. And they watch it and they give me feedback later if they have any questions that they can ask. We yeah. So alhamdulillah.
Excellent, excellent. So,
Yeah.
guys, if you are interested, please send me a message or to Miami directly. It's either me or him, and we can go ahead and sign you up really quickly because it's on Sunday, guys. Okay, it's there is no time. Time is really, really, really limited right now, and we have to like really up our game because
Yeah.
sometimes we do postpone things and say okay I'll do it later and then I get busy and I forget about something. So do it now, and that's why we always say do it now so you don't forget later and you're like oh my god I missed it. I wanted to do it but then I forgot. It
Oh yeah.
happens. That's like life is busy, life is demanding. So do yourself a favor and sign up for this course right now. There's also another course that we are offering as Eman Academy. There are actually two courses. One is for A1 and A2s. So these are elementary students.
Yeah.
And the other course is actually for pre-intermediate students. And they're all starting on that 28th. So we're going to be very, very busy, inshallah. If you want to save your spot, just send me a message, or you can also send it to Muhammad here, and he'll be happy to direct you as well to what to do. Okay. I think I've taken so much of your time. I know you have a class in a little bit, and you need to go rest, and prepare for your class. So I don't want to keep you for longer than this, but we are going to do this again and again and again because
Yeah.
we've got so many other questions to cover, and not just IELTS, but other things that has to do with English and learning and developing ourselves.
Sure. My pleasure. It'll be my pleasure.
Of course,
Definitely.
it's really nice talking to you, and it's very
Likewise.
nice being with everybody else. And I think I'll. I don't think
Don't
I
forget
missed
to
any.
like. Don't forget to like. and share.
Just
Tell your friends who want to take the course, you know. And the English as well.
yeah.
We have the A1 and the A2 coming. So yeah, register, boost your
Thank
English.
you.
English is no longer, yeah. No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Continue.
Yeah, well, I was saying like English is no longer you know, just something which you have a choice whether you know learn or not. No, it's become a very very important asset in people's lives. So yes, make that investment now. Teach your children English. Teach them Arabic as well. Yeah. If you're not an Arabic
Have
speaker
that
and you're watching
beginning.
this, teach them your mother language as well and teach them English. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Asru and Athar and Rasha. Oh, Abdurazik, my husband is here. Hello,
Oh,
dear. Yeah,
hello.
he's watching us. Yeah, he said Australian, so I think he was referring to the accents.
Oh, okay.
Cookie, and thank you guys so much for sharing this, and thank you for being here. Thank you again, Mohammed, and for
You're
your time
welcome.
and for everything. And I'll see you guys later.
Okay. Take
Bye.
care. Jamata. Bye bye.